everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we will gonna discuss about how to compute a Pearson correlation matrix along with its p-value using our software. Before going to analysis, it's better to say something about the Pearson correlation. As all of you know that there are a number of methods of determining the correlation coefficient, like Pearson correlation coefficient, Spearman correlation coefficient, Kendall correlation coefficient. So today we will only focus on the Pearson correlation coefficient. So you have to choose the Pearson correlation coefficient when the following criteria are fulfilled. So the first one is that means both the correlated variables should be quantitative or it is continuous. And the second one is the two variables or more than 3 or 5 variables should be normally distributed. So you can check this by a number of techniques like histogram and again using some statistical tests. So you can refer one of my tutorial regarding to how to check the normality of our data or variables. And the third one is the Pearson correlation is highly affected by outliers. So our data or the variable should not contain any potential outliers. And lastly, the relationship between the two variables should be what? It is linear. And you can check this linearity whether using through the scatter plot technique. So Pearson correlation coefficient is best when these four things are fulfilled. So the first one is the variables should be quantitative, and the variables arise from a normally distributed population or they should be normally distributed. And thirdly, there is no potential outliers. And lastly, the relationship between the two variables or the relationship among the variables should be linear. So our today's tutorial is focused on computing the Pearson correlation coefficient matrix along what is p-value using especially the metan package. As usual, I always give a credit for the creator of this package, Professor Tiago Olivato, and his colleagues. Then let's import our data. Our data is already built in the metan package, and data name is data underscore G2. So let's view it. So these are the environment, genotype, replication, and starting column 3 up to column 18 are the response variables. So all are what? Quantitative, and all are, as you can see here, is expressed in terms of a numerical value. So it is good criteria for to run a Pearson correlation. So I have to use, or you have to use the correlation underscore coefficient, then data, or you have to display your data name. So if you type this under such condition, it will correlate what? All the possible variables that found in your data. So these are it will display two things. The first one is their correlation coefficient or the correlation value, and the second is displaying what the p, as you can see here, the p values for the correlation coefficients for all response variables that found in our data set. So the reason why I say is all, because I used all the variables that's found in the data sets. So again, if you want to display this in terms of a graphical way, so you have to use the function plot, then assign all here, or you can change according to your preference. So type this and submit to our studio, then it will display on the right side of our studio. Yeah. So as you can see here, all the response variables are displayed here in the in this way, as in the Y as well as here in the X. And here is the legend shows that the one that comes to this color is strong, but the direction is negative. And while the one that comes with the red is what? It is strong, but it is a positive relationship or positive correlation, while the one that fell around here 0, it is what? No association among the two variables. So as you can see here, the correlation between ED as well as the CD-ED1 is non-significant, even its display with non-significance, as well as their magnitude. So the magnitude is 0.01, the direction is negative, but it's not significant. And again, here also some in the footnotes you can get if the p-value is greater than 0.05, greater than or equal to 0.05, we have to consider as non-significant. Again, if the p-value is less than 0.05, you have to put only one asterisk. And again, if it is less than 0.01, you have to put two asterisks. And again, if there is less than 0.01, you have to put three asterisks in this way. So by this way, you can get detailed information. One, it displays the magnitude. Two, it displays the direction. Three, it is the level of significance in a very attractive way. So by this way, we can display all the response variables that found in our data sets. But maybe if you want to select some response variables from our data, for example, let's say here is EP, EL, CD, CL, KW, ED, as well as EL. So if I want to select some or a few variables, so I can specify in this way. First, you have to use a function similar to that of the core coefficient, then the data name, and followed by the response variables that you are going to analyze, that they are going to correlate it. So type this and submit to our studio, then you can get some or the few selected response variables in this way. The first one is the Pearson correlation coefficient, and the second is display the p-values for the selected response variables. And again, you can also shows or represent it in graphical way in this way. Yeah. So CD, EP, CL, KW, ED, and our KW, as well as here the correlation between ED and KW is strong, since it is 0.82, and the level of significance is highly significant. We can put the asterisk since the value is less than 0.001. So by this way, you can compute Pearson correlation matrix along with p-values, along with the level of significance in both the matrix as well as in the graphical. So if you have any question regarding to my tutorial, you can address me through my email, or alternatively you can use YouTube comment box. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time.